Um, let's see. You all, um, you find yourself after you went through the portal at Zabilna's palace, the Palace of Heart's Desire, at a hellish scene in front of you. In the Vale, you've never seen a moon, but this is some other place entirely. You can see portions of other worlds colliding in the stars, in the skies above you. The last time that you saw a place like this, the colors, the feel of the air, were the dead trees of the Dolar forest, where you encountered the spirit of agony. But this is something it's different than that. And there are whole civilizations that you can see out in the distance that are floating, crumbling cities and ancient castles that are colliding into one another in the sickly dark sky. There's no place like this that you know of that could have existed in the Vale's history. And something is wrong. In addition to that, you see two figures in tattered cloaks. One with sickly scaled hands holding a great axe, is that right? Joel? Yeah. And then another old man, very old man with scars covering his face. Whoops. That. And I think just like last session ended, Caber goes, Krev?
Caber? Is that you?
And Kriv and Ardrith, you see these people. Haon looks scarred and beaten up, and slightly more aged than the last time you saw him. But the others are glowing with this radiant light, and their voices echo when you talk to them.
Can it really be? Really you?
I know the years have not been kind to us, but you're so young.
You're so old.
Yes, I the years have not been kind to me. We've got a few dings and dents on us, don't we, Ardrith?
About 50 years worth.
Yeah, you see Kriv kind of reaches up and nurses where one of his lower fangs used to be, and there's now a noticeable gap. And his hand runs across scars, the obvious marks of large claws that scraped across his face. One eye is a little cloudy, a little cloudier than it was the last time you saw him. He's not quite as quick as he used to be. He certainly carries with him the wear of not just 50 years, but 50 hard years, 50 years of loss and suffering and wandering the wilderness with, to be fair, his truest and oldest friend Ardrith, but still years of isolation.
Den, I don't think you've ever heard of these people, as far as I know. Well, perhaps. No, I don't think so.
Did we know?
I don't think so.
We fought with some of them at the last battle, didn't we?
So this is, I'm sorry, Ardrith and Kriv. So you see what looks like the young Caber. You see the young Caber, young Catalan, and I kind of scarred up and beat up Hayon. But the other person you recognize because you sent her Faith. You sent her on a mission, Ardrith. When Dain Yurnheart attempted to assassinate you, you sent people on a mission to the north and people to the east, and you're going to try to stop Dain Yurnheart. And with the group of people that were going to the north, there was this tiefling, and I think that you would still recognize Faith. She's not unrecognizable, but she also looks completely different. She also glows, and she still has horns, but she now also has this radiant glowing skin and bright white spread angel wings. And then the other thing is there is a air genasi here who also glows and has a echoing voice. So you have never seen him before. And that's who you see here.
Brother Kriv, Brother Ardrith, are we back in the Vale? It cannot be.
I'm not entirely sure myself. We've been wandering, as I said, for 50 years. Last we knew of Perenval, it was encased. Hell, something happened. You guys have any word?
We just completed defeating an evil witch and her minions, and, well, they weren't really her minions, they were enemies of hers too, but it was kind of complicated, and I just don't understand how it could have been 50 years for you all, and it hasn't been but a year or two for us. Time has been warped and stretched to its limits, it seems like.
How did you get here?
Might be a better question for Din or Faith. I'm a little lost too. Out of character.
Ardrith is just asking in general for the entire crew, how did you guys get here?
I mean, I think we came in through a portal, right, guys? Wasn't there a portal in the castle?
Well,
now
it
we're
all started in the
Not
carnival.
in the castle? That's a little too far back, old man.
It all started in the portal. Several seconds ago.
That's better.
When you look up at the sky, you see the formation of these motes of earth into this fortress. You can see in the scene, and you can see. I think this would be apparent to Felsaint's not here, and Mason's not here, and also Caber's not here.
Well, yeah,
You
but Felsaint's
killed all our
watching, right?
spellcasters.
But I think Hayon would recognize this, and Kriv would recognize it. The Battle of Perenval, you all obtained this artifact, and you brought it to the top of Felsaint's tower, and it encased the city in this magical force field that helped to protect it. And you can tell that this place has some kind of magic like that when you look at it. And it looks like the only entrance into this place are mounds of earth in front of you, and there are three entrances that form the shape of a skull's eyes and nose. And Caber, he says, guys, Hayon, Katawan, I've been thinking, and I know we've been manipulated by a lot of people, and I don't want to be like that anymore, and I don't want to do that to other people, and I don't like it being done to me. And Tasha said that Dain is manipulating us, and I think this is a trap. And he pulls out a map, and it's got like and they'd recovered plans for this castle a long time ago, sessions ago. Let me see if he has it. Here it is.
Who did he hand that to?
He showed it to everybody.
Do the blueprints show any other entrances?
It looks like when you look at the blueprints, well, first of all, Kaber, he says, it's good to see you again, Ardrith and Krev. Everything's really strange. It's hard to... We've been through a lot. And it looks like you have too.
We have been through hell and back.
Kriv puts his hand on Ardrith's shoulder and says, I think it sounds like we're all just trying to get home.
He sees like
to be
you're...
honest with you, I don't really know where that is anymore.
Ardrith elbows Kriv and says, we're getting too old for this.
Well, we met a kind of a goddess, and she says that this is Dain Yurnheart's fortress, and I guess decades ago for you, we found this blueprint, and it does seem to be his fortress, and we're here to stop him, one way or another.
Well, that sounds like a plan to me. But you're probably right. It's a trap.
It looks like, based on the fortress, that for the blueprints, that some of the things make a little more sense. I don't think any of your characters have any... Correct me if I'm wrong, if any of them have either a background or a skill that would be related to architecture or structures, like that a dwarf would, or a background or anything like that. But even not having that, you can tell that now it makes more sense. It looks like portions are floating, as if the blueprints weren't complete, and in fact they are floating. And it has the assumption that parts of the fortress will float and be segmented. It looks like this fortress has kind of 3 segments connected through portal magic, and that the only way in and out of the fortress through this protective barrier is through one of those 3 entrances. Otherwise, you would need to find a way past this magical barrier. And Kaber, he's like, hey on, Kaber, or hey on, Katawan, it's been a while, but if we think this is the time. And he holds up a long candle. But if we use it now, we won't be able to use it again. I've seen a force field like this before, not just Perenval, but in my own adventures, I've seen one, and there's no way through it. There's no spell that will get through that. But I know this can. It can get there because I can see it. But we won't be able to use this candle if we use it now.
Let's be honest, the odds of us making it home. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, out of character, I don't remember what that candle's for.
It can basically be used as kind of a magical protective candle if you light it, or you can burn it and it will create a planar gateway one time. It casts the gate spell.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And
And
the
Well, Caber, gotta be honest, I'm not sure many of us thought we were gonna make it home through this anyway. I'd say we use it to ensure that we get into the castle unscathed and use as less amount of spells as possible.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
What do
Can
you
I take us right to Dain?
I don't think it'll take us straight to Dain, but we can at least get up there because I can see it. That means it's on the same plane of existence. But I don't know we don't know what's there. What do you think, Din? Faith?
Does the castle
Would-
here have some kind of like a throne room maybe that we could get ourselves close to? Where do we think Dain would be here?
And therein lies a bit of the problem that this appears opaque, and so it's questionable whether or not that the spell would work. But this right here, you can clearly see, and it's behind that magical barrier. So it's probably on the same plane of existence, which would make the gate spell work. So that's an option, or there are the 3 pathways into the skull-shaped hillside. Or does anybody else have any ideas or spells or tricks?
Well, so Damarung was partly floating, was it not? Or was that like naturally formed?
The architecture defied gravity, but it wasn't like floating in the air.
Okay. Never mind where I was going with that then.
Well,
Yeah, if they got-
where were you going with it?
I was wondering if I could apply stuff I learned from visiting there to the architecture stuff of here, but if that's floating and that wasn't, that wouldn't make sense. But I mean, yeah, if we got a gate to get through the shield, I would just choose a spot that looks most like it's not on a different plane. So maybe not the farthest away parts that look opaque.
What do you think, Din? Old Blue?
I'm thinking. I don't know.
Come on,
Maybe
Blue!
if we could calm down. I'm just I don't know how these fortresses here kind of look like fortresses. I'm kind of wondering if like it might be easier to go through one of the entrances and then skip these fortresses right to the big palace with that candle there instead of just going straight through instead of just using it to bypass the entrances. Maybe I'm wrong there, but spitballing ideas here.
So you're
We
saying...
could always.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, we could always start the hard way, and if things start to get out of hand, use the candle to push our way past it. I know we won't have time. Wait, once we start this, so spellcasters are gonna need to save your things.
Speaking
That's an
of
interesting thought.
spellcasters saving things, I'm gonna make a meal real quick for y'all. It's gonna be a hero's feast.
Ooh.
Yeah, the good last supper before we meet our doom,
I've
probably.
never
but
eaten a hero before.
not that kind of hero's feast. Yeah. So without further ado, bring forth a great feast. Magnificent food and drink takes 1 hour to consume. A creature that partakes of the feast gains several benefits. The creature is cured of all diseases and poisons, becomes immune to poison and being frightened, and makes all wisdom saving throws with advantage. Hit point maximum also increases by 2d10, and it gains the same number of hit points. These benefits last for 24 hours.
Nice. You guys can...
I'll try to remind everybody of that, but yeah, I figured while we're mulling this over, we can eat, drink hearty, and...
Thomas, if you want to go ahead and roll the dice, and then If you guys can keep track of that, please, and remind me if it comes up. Like wisdom saving throws.
$15
Nice.
maximum hit points.
Nice.
Nice.
So say again.
Delightful.
15 extra hit points.
15 extra hit points. Creature is cured of all diseases and poisons. Becomes immune to poison and being frightened. Makes all wisdom saving throws with advantage. And the hit point maximum increases by 2d10.
Okay, so that was our 15.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Added that.
hey,
I have a
on.
question
Oh, go
about
ahead.
a candle. How long does it take to activate the candle if we want to use it to teleport?
I'll say
Just
it's instantaneous.
instantaneous. Then in that case, I think there was a good idea floated. I think it might be perhaps a better idea to keep the candle in our pockets in case we find ourselves in a situation that we don't want to be in,
Right.
and then we could use it to leave.
But we can only use it once.
Well, that's one more time that we could use it otherwise.
Okay. All right. And I'll move you all over to the map.
Well, Ardrith kind of plans to speak up here in regards to this. You just have to remember that Kriv and I aren't quite as spry as we once were. So, these jumps aren't going to be very easy for us.
All right.
Oh, you'll be all right for at least one more campaign, old man.
I'm sure we can make Faith carry you if need be too.
Can everybody
I just
move their
look down at
tokens
my
and see?
nice big plate armor and my big old shield and my sword, and I'm like, no.
You have the biggest wings of any of us, and I cannot see.
You cannot
Just
see.
to
Let me
clarify-
fix that.
I cannot see.
It's up at the top of the screen. You may have to scroll up.
Yep,
Ah.
I'm hanging out at the top, and there's nothing there.
Gotcha.
Just to clarify, Cadawun's in his late 50s. Is Ardrith and Kriv older than him still?
They're in their 80s. They're octogenarian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
yeah.
Which
Well,
for a
time.
for a dragonborn would be really old. Like. Okay, you should be able to see now, Dan. Can everybody else see and move their tokens?
Yep.
Not to say that Kriv can't still fight. He's still got a hell of a fight in him.
I,
Oh,
in
the
fact,
right
cannot
punch.
still see.
Okay, let me see again. Dan, Caleb, Mythic. Ah, I didn't give you vision. Also, do you have dark vision?
I do not have dark vision. However, I can see things that are invisible within 30 feet of me
Okay.
because I'm cool like
You
that.
should be able to see now.
Ah, there we go. Very good.
All right, guys. So which entrance do we pick? And you can see three. There's one here directly in front of you. There's one over here, and there's one here. And like I said, the left and right one kind of form eyeballs, and this one kind of forms a nose. And then the heel has something that looks kind of like a skeletal mouth. It's just like this depression, but it ends and doesn't go all the way down.
And just a reminder for you, Ross, that if we get within like 30 feet of an undead enemy, I light up with dim light that causes 1d6 radiant damage to undead.
You are not lit up yet, but let me make a note.
I figure that'll be a good sign for us that we may need to look for enemies. Solved in seeing problem.
Okay. So which one do you pick?
Faith suggests the left eye.
I want to pick the nose.
I want to pick the right eye.
I'd rather be smelled than seen.
It looks like Ardrith also wanted to pick the nose there.
All right.
Just scratch the nose.
I'm gonna
Faith.
make a call and say that I'm gonna say Kriv has to pick. Kriv, you make a choice. Based on what everybody else has said.
Kriv is going to pick the nose.
Well, yes,
we're
but what
all
choice has he made?
mature here. Yeah, we're all mature here.
All right, I will move you up to that because I don't think you can. I think you're blocked, so I'll move you in here. And let me move you all in here. Okay, now you all should be in there. And then I will, everyone should be able to see if you have dark vision. If you don't have dark vision, you shouldn't be able to see. And it's dark in here. And if you have dark vision, you can only see like night vision style. Like you can only see kind of shapes and stuff. You can't really, it's vague and very dimly lit.
Who does not have dark vision?
Would be me.
I hand in a torch.
Very excellent.
You light the torch?
I would like to light the torch.
All right. Right feet and this far.
I have some torches myself. It just took me forever to find them. Okay, got torches.
Sure, Mythic Mountains. Okay. And then...
The real reason to have dark vision. Find your torches.
All right, and then I will describe... well, from here, I'll try to describe what you see. This is interesting because you can only see part of it.
It's crazy, this dynamic lighting. Holy.
The corridor before you is made of plain stone. It's roughly worked. It's dark and full of cobwebs. The ceiling overhead is obscured by hanging strands of webbing, as in spider webs. I'm sorry, this is the wrong one. Almost did a bad thing. Okay. This is a very unusual tunnel. There are bright, brilliant colored stones. They're brilliantly covered.
Not long.
The stones and pigments are undimmed by the passage of decades. And the floor of the corridor is a colorful mosaic of stone, with distinct winding paths of red tiles, about 2 feet apart, snaking its way down the corridor. Stonework can be seen on the walls and on a ceiling that's 20 feet above you. For some of the cement or plaster has been smoothed over the surfaces and then illustrated. There's illustrations on the walls, and I'll show you what it looks like in a second. The scenes show fields of kine grazing. Actually, let me do that while I do this. This is a different area, but I don't care. It looks like this.
Oh no.
The scenes show fields with kine grazing, a copse with several wolves in the background, workers of various races, and strange human-animal mixtures, pig-human, ape-human, dog-human, going about various tasks. There are certain of the frescoes that show rooms of some building, a library filled with many books and scrolls, the door of a torture chamber, and a wizard's workroom. There are chairs, windows, boxes, bales, doors, chests, birds, bats, spiders, all manner of things shown on the walls. That's what you can see from where you are.
Touch anything.
This dungeon might take a while, because it's definitely that type of dungeon.
I would like to check for traps.
Where? What specifically do you do? And I think there's something here. There are 2 jackal-headed human figures painted holding a real bronze chest that protrude from the wall right here. And then there's this red path that winds its way through the room, and then multicolored tile walls and frescoes on the walls and spider webs, and it's about 20 feet high, and it seems like plain stone. So that's what you can see from where you're at.
I just wanted to roll for perception or whatever to check if there are traps anywhere around us, like within the area we're standing.
Well, describe.
We can see.
What is it that you do?
I don't know what. Does Ardrith have anything with him, like a pack?
Oh.
Can
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Joe that's freezing this
Okay.
time.
You asked if he has a pack.
my
It should be
computer
whatever equipment you have.
Okay. Are there any like loose stones or anything on the ground around me as well?
Where do you check? You check. Where are you at? You're right here, and you check.
I just check around my feet,
okay.
see
Yeah,
if there
you
are
check,
any
you
loose
check
stones
around
or
that area.
anything.
All right. Yeah.
I would
so,
like to remain within 10 feet of him, so if he does find a trap, he gets +4 to all saving throws.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you. Let me see here. You. What do? You checking with your foot and seeing if there's any tiles open with your foot? Is that how you're doing?
I was going to pick up a chunk of stone and toss it way in front of us.
Okay, you toss the stone way in front of you, and it clatters across the wall into the darkness, and you hear it echo in the clattering. But if you check the floor, you said that you were checking immediately around you. You do notice, in fact, that that this floor right here has the stones are uneven, and there's gaps in the stone that's different from the area around it.
Shit. Hang on just a second, guys. I don't know what is going on in my laptop. It keeps giving me fan noises. Like the fan is like running really quickly and everything is freezing up.
Dude, don't you have like true sight with your helmet or something?
I have a monocle that allows me to see, yes, everything, all of your secrets. However, it has a limited number of charges. So anytime that you want me to truly see something in our immediate vicinity, let me know. But I can do it thrice.
Okay, yeah.
Like, how long does it last? Like, does it stay indefinitely as long as you don't
just
put it down, or?
I will even go
it just kinda
further.
goes.
This will automatically let you know what's going on, but you have to describe. I want it to be about, like, for example, whatever I describe. Like, but it
lasts for 10 minutes.
If I describe something, 10 minutes. Okay, never mind what I said.
10 minutes, true sight out to 120 feet.
I'm going to use the exploration turn. I'm going to say that basically, after you move like 100 feet, then it's going to stop working. So you could check a bunch of stuff in one corridor, but you probably wouldn't check a second corridor.
Does it take a long rest or a short rest to revamp it?
I believe it takes a day. It recharges at dawn. I don't know how many dawns you want to wait, but I don't think that's how we want to measure time on this one.
What time of day did we enter during? Because it may be near dawn. Okay, so yeah, we could use it up, and by the time we need it again, we'll probably have it again.
Well, then we'll get one more charge. It doesn't even fully recharge at dawn.
All right. Does anybody else have anything else they want to do? I know it's a scary dungeon, but we got to keep moving. You do know that.
Yes, well,
all right. Well,
the king decrees that we use true sight.
Okay. In that case, I would like to use my gem of seeing. Hold my monocle up to my eye and go, yes.
Okay.
Yes, very much so.
I will describe in the immediate area what you have, and then you have a limited amount of time. You have 10 minutes of real time, or the exploration turn, whichever is the
Longest.
lesser, whichever one comes first. So, using the gem of true seeing and looking here on the floor, you can clearly see that this is a pit trap and a mechanism, and it's triggered by the wall. And there's this fresco on the wall, and you can even see that you can see using the gem like an X-ray, right? Like you can see through this this thing on the this box, and you can see in the box that there's a poison needle that's ready to fire if somebody opens it. You feel like if you were able to open it remotely, it would fire and it wouldn't hurt you. And
How's about this red path going on? Is it a safe path through the traps, or does it look like it's super dangerous? through the
and
traps?
then yeah, and so I was gonna say, let me find it here. You know, as you observe the red path, you find that the rest of the path here is safe, except that the red path begins to slowly. You discover using your gem of true seeing that it's written in an archaic language and it has a message.
That's an interesting. Can I read the language?
You can, but you'd have to follow the whole path to see the end of it. The first part that you see says "stray your path" from where you
Stray
are,
your path.
but that's part of
And
some
what
longer
language is that?
message. Let me see here. Whoops, that's not what I want.
When I would
Is
also
somebody-
really quickly like to look over my party of companions and make sure that no one's secretly like a demon or a tentacle monster.
There's no demons or tentacle monsters. However, you
Alright.
can see that the large dragonborn is actually quite ill.
Quite what?
Ill. Sick.
Quite an eel. Electric eel?
I didn't know. Well, he's been
Alright.
cured of all diseases since he ate that hero.
Oh, yeah.
right?
It was. Oh,
I don't think you can cure old age.
Actually, this would cure it. The hero's feast, and in fact, I forgot to mention that, Kriv, you've never felt better in decades. Like suddenly, like your skin feels good, and you feel like you can move, and there are aches that have been there for a long time that don't hurt.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna have to use my phone because the internet's
Heroes
not working.
feast, baby.
To be
Yeah.
honest, I didn't know I was feeling that bad, so this is changes
You had
almost
you had scale rot,
oh,
and now you don't.
Yes, the back of my brain did know that.
I'm looking here to see. This is written in primordial.
Primordial. Fascinating. You'll never guess what I speak.
Primordial?
Primordial.
Okay, well then you can read it anyway.
I love to hear it. Okay, well, I would like to start vamoosing it through this chamber as quickly as I can while we've got some true sight.
As he does that, I'm gonna say, "Hey, Caber, can't you use your
Yeah.
mage hand to open that box?"
I could. Do you want me to do that?
Yeah.
You don't want to stand back a little bit there?
Am I near?
I mean, okay.
Does the box have anything in it, or is it just a poison
Wait.
needle?
where?
And he does that, and let me see what it does. It a poison needle shoots against the back wall, all of a sudden shatters against the wall, and this floor opens up into a big pit. And yeah, that's what happens.
Great.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Alright.
around that.
How far is it?
It's this 5-foot square. Let me draw it
Wow.
actually here. Let's see, it's drawn. It's right
Okay,
here.
very good. So not prohibitively large.
No.
Wouldn't
So is
be
that
like
the
a
pitfall trap?
10 by 10 square?
Yeah.
Do we know what that part of the message says?
I'll just read it when he gets to the end. He said he intended
Okay.
to see the whole thing, so I'm not going to
Yep.
read it piecemeal. The first thing, however, is I will read what you. I will describe what you see at the end when you get here. When you come to the end
Yeah.
of this
Very
corridor,
nice.
you see two things. First of all, there is an alcove here. It says that the stone archway before you is filled with a veil of thick vapors. And I'll show you what it looks like. Here's the OG version too, by the way. The original artwork.
Oh, wow.
Very geometric.
And this is the thing I'm describing. On this alcove here, this stone archway. All right, is filled with a veil of thick vapors, and the stones on either side of the base of the keystone protrude slightly from the stones around them. As you take a look at it, it looks as if you were in touching distance that the left-hand base stone will glow yellow, and the right-hand base glows orange, and the keystone glows blue. And I'll say Caber does that, and he doesn't touch it. And the other thing that you see here, directly ahead of you, I have to use the OG, old school, from the original book for this. And then I'll describe the message. Directly ahead of you, you see a... on this wall is a relief sculpture of a devil's face, formed into the mosaic tiles and then coming out of it. And the face has a huge, like, open mouth. Inside of the mouth, you can only see from where you are darkness and dead black. Does anybody have any kind of auras or, like, automatically detects things that I need to know about? Actually, you've got your side of Gem of Trucing, but go ahead, everybody else, just so I know. Does Faith have something like that I need to know about?
Not automatic, no.
All right. I will tell you what the thing says, and then, Den, I will tell you what you can see if you start examining things with your Gem of Trucing, okay? The mosaic, the red path, written in Primordial, as you follow it, it says, Asararak welcomes you to his tomb of horrors. Welcome. He is certain that you will die like all of the others, whatever has brought you here. If you are clever, you may, however, enjoy a quick death. And so to that end, here is a clue. Any of these options will do. Stray your path from the Arch of Mist. The green tiles shall do. In a hallway of colors, detect none. A door is your way through. If shades of red stand for blood, then give false answers to my thrall. A chapel of death brings fortune upon an altar. Stay away from the wall. Let time reach zero to find your end, and fall back to the beginning. Ignore my minions from time ago, and float to the ceiling. Stab the door to look upon a room that has nothing more to the viewer's eye. You've left my tomb to never return, and now even your souls will die. And I will give you...
Hey guys, I think the nose may have been the wrong choice.
And here you go for your records.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you what the Gem of True-Sing sees. The Gem of True-Sing, so you only get to do this 3 times, unless time passes, which is dubious, but then you would get to do it a 4th time. Let's see here. So, in the Arch of Mist, you can tell that there is magic around the door, and that there's one at each base and one at the ceiling, and that the magic in between them is connecting and cross-firing like electricity into the mist of the door. But they're not connecting. It's like a circuit that hasn't been brought together, and there's no current, if that makes sense. So it's just terminating. So something needs to happen to connect that current, for that purpose, if that makes sense. For this mask here, or this big green devil's head, you sense an aura of transmutation magic, and there is something very evil inside of it. And in fact, you can see that there is a swirling vortex of nothing behind its mouth, and that anything that enters into it will be completely destroyed.
Okay. I would like to relay all of this information to my compatriots with ever-increasing horror. Are there any green tiles around here?
Remember, guys, we do have the candle, if we
Yeah, it
think
might
we
be-
have to.
I'm warming to the candle.
What did you say? About...
He said he's warming up to the
No,
candle.
before that. What did you say? Is there anything what?
Oh, are there green tiles? He said.
Ah, let me check.
That was the hint. And I mean, we have the cheat sheet for this. It appears we have the cheat sheet for this sadist's tomb. But if I don't see an obvious way past the first trick, I'm not going to feel too confident about the rest of them.
I do not see... it looks like they're just an assortment of colors. It looks like the red is just like the writing as it winds its way down through the corridor. Yeah. So
Well,
no green
then-
tiles.
Something different from that idea. What if we use something to connect the blue keystone to the yellow keystone? Because that would be green. And stones in an arch are kind of like tiles.
Interesting thought.
But how does one complete a magic circuit? And
Sounds
if
like a
somebody says
question
with
for a
magic, I
wizard.
swear to God, I will stab you with my sword.
Is it with magic?
I stab him with my sword.
It bounces off of my scar-covered scales, and I chuckle and say, I missed you too.
It's not even Felsane. Felsane's not here, man.
Oh, it's not Felsane?
No, she's just watching you guys.
Also,
She's not
Felsane, yeah,
with the
remember you
party.
have the Felsane thing. So just whenever.
Yeah, it's just a matter of do I want to waste it literally at our first step of the mission?
Yeah, I feel defeated. I'm looking at my cheat sheet here, and I just don't know what it wants from me at this. I'd like to throw a ball bearing into the mask of death.
Do you use your gem of seeing to see what, like you throw it, the ball bearing?
Yeah, I'm not taking the gem of seeing away from my face. It's staying there.
And you hear nothing. It just goes into the darkness, and as you're looking, you realize that it is gone completely. There's nothing. The ball bearing is gone after you do that.
All right.
Far
I think
part of the
How's everybody
said
feeling
need a
about the
circuit.
candle?
Ardrith thinks we should backtrack and handle into the
Well, maybe
fortress
we
that we
could
can
maybe we
see.
could peek into one of the other entrances. Maybe, I mean, they couldn't possibly have found 3 evil people to make their tombs in the entrance hallways. That'd be ridiculous.
Ardrith
The-
says, down here, you'd be surprised.
It's all part of a skull. The nose and 2 eyes. There can't be a good part of any of this, I don't think.
Okay, I have an idea.
They say that
I would
the
like to
eyes are the
use-
window into the soul.
This
I would
soul
like to
is
use-
the dead soul. Dead soul.
That's the best kind of soul. They can't hurt you.
Go ahead, Sean.
Guys, I have a plan. Shut up. I would like to use telekinesis to take a battle axe I have and try to use that to connect the yellow sparky magic from the keystone to the blue sparky magic from the other keystone, because nobody else is solving anything.
You use your
I'm
ring
gonna
of
see if that helps.
telekinesis to like move it into that conduit that is in the door, and it disappears into mist.
The axe does?
Yeah.
Catch a bitch.
Oh, I thought you meant like, okay.
As soon as
Yeah,
it goes into
this
the
is
arch,
just
it
regular
disappears
battle
into
axe.
the mist.
I have.
Well, I wasn't trying to put it like through
sight.
the arch. I was trying to like literally like touch it stone to stone, which is why I didn't want to use my actual hands. Like I'm trying to physically complete the circuit with a battle axe.
Which one do you press? So the battle axe has 2 ends that could meet either the base or is it a great axe? It's a battle axe, so it can touch the 2 on the base.
Is a battle axe a small axe? Oh,
But
whoops,
it's not.
okay,
But
that's
it's not
the
gonna.
right thing.
It's not gonna hit 3 points on a door that's like 5.5.
Well,
6 feet
no.
tall.
I'm not trying to connect all 3. I'm thinking the green tiles thing from the line.
Okay, which one do
From
you?
the-
Which one do you
Oh.
hit first with the axe?
I'm trying to connect.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I need a bigger axe. A battle axe is a small axe, I'm realizing. I'm trying to connect the blue to the yellow
Okay.
to make green.
So do you touch the blue first?
I need to find a longer weapon.
It's
I've
okay.
got
It
a
works.
longbow.
It works. It's fine. Let me tell you what happens. You press the blue. You press it against the blue and the yellow, and it goes, and like the blue one illuminates, and then the haft goes down as you're using your ring of telekinesis to the yellow, and then the lights go back out. So blue and yellow. So blue stays illuminated, and then when you hit yellow, it illuminates, and then both go out, and it goes back to the way it was. I have to see what telekinesis does down here.
Ruh-roh.
I just have to see.
Is this the Simon challenge?
I may be
Yeah.
shooting myself in the foot here, but do you know what works the same underground and on top of the ground? It's a great axe. It works both times.
Let me see what type of magic this is. Blah 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 blah. Transmutation magic. It's concentration. No, it's fine. Everything's fine here.
All right, really glad Felstein didn't come because that sounds like a problem.
Yeah, so that didn't work. So you pressed the blue, it stayed
Okay.
illuminated. Then you did yellow, and then it went back out.
What if we
Now
press?
I'm thinking what somebody else was saying about Simon over here. So I want to like touch the blue and then touch the orange.
You do, and blue stays illuminated. Then you do orange, and then they both go out. I'm sorry.
tried-
Actually, no. You touch the blue. I'm doing this wrong. You touch the blue, and then it illuminates, and then immediately goes out.
Oh. Well, then I want to touch the yellow first.
You touch the yellow, and it stays illuminated.
Now I want to touch the blue.
It stays illuminated.
Now the
Criv-
orange.
Kriv reaches over and touches the orange.
And then they turn green. And
Hey!
the vapors disappear, and you see a path going eastward. And then I have to see where, yeah. Where would this go? I see it now. Okay. Yes. There's a path going to the east.
Oh yeah, we were all kind of standing in the middle.
What do you do?
I mean, obviously we're not going to be able to walk through the demon face with the whole of Annihilation in it.
It looks like everybody's already charging into the through the mist door
You guys are
into the
going
path
through
to
the
the
door?
east.
Once more into the fray.
Okay. I will...
Is Kriv by chance wearing a helmet?
No, he doesn't wear a helmet. Why?
No reason.
Thanks.
If anyone would like a helm of telekinesis, I've got an extra one lying around. It requires
got-
attunement.
Who the fuck has an extra helm of telekinesis?
Someone who just
Someone
received
lost.
a Vorpal sword. That's who.
Because it goes snickerty snack.
Yeah, it
wait.
does. Allow me
Don't
to
you mean
introduce
helm
you
of
to my
telepathy?
friend. This is Snickersnack.
Snicker snack.
That's the name of the sword, is Snickersnack.
Is it snicker snack?
Yeah.
Don't be
Yeah.
mean to Snickersnack, or it may stab you.
Snickersnack literally vibrates in anger, actually, when
Yeah.
it's getting made fun of. Okay, so, yeah, I'll describe what you see here. Let me see here.
Kriv is sworn to the goddess of pain, so Snicker Snack can do his worst. Her worst.
It won't be
their
painful.
worst. Just be over.
It'd just be over. You would just be without a head.
This small room
You can't kill me.
holds what appears to be a statue of a gargoyle. It's 8 feet tall. And, if I'm speaking slow, it's because of lag. One of the arms is broken off, and it lies on the floor in front of the statue. And, what else do you see in here? There is a corridor.
Did I lose you guys?
No, sorry, I
No,
just,
we're here.
the gem of seeing is no longer working.
Righty.
Sean doesn't know this, but Faith might. If I were to use locate object, would being familiar with the other 3 arms of this gargoyle / statue help me locate the one that is missing?
Say that
Or
again?
would it just locate the... If I used locate object with this gargoyle statue thing, could I locate the missing arm?
I think so.
The arm was lying on the floor. I thought the arm was lying on the floor next to it.
Yeah, it says one of the
Oh.
arms is broken off and lies on the floor next to it.
Oh, I missed that part.
there's
Caber,
a-
you know mending, I think, don't
There's
you?
a stone wall here. Yeah. Yeah, I know that one.
Let's try to fix up this statue, because one of the things that they were saying was something about ignoring minions from times ago and floating to the ceiling. So maybe if we fix this guy, we won't float to the ceiling.
I'm trying to figure out. It's a small room. I'm confused. Let me see here. Okay. I think it's there's a stone wall over here in the small corridor. I think that is what's going on there. And then I'm looking here. All right. He uses mending on the arm, and sure enough, it goes back into place, and this thing like comes to life, and it sits up and it says, "Your efforts are not in vain. Look to the fourth to find your gain." And then it like goes back to not moving. And then another gem of Sing drops to the floor.
I pick that one up. And I hand it to Kaber, because it's kind of his mending that earned it, I guess.
Oh, thanks. And then the stone wall falls away.
I advance to see into the thing here.
All right.
Is this a circle? Is this a column or a plate on the floor? Or...
I will tell you what this.
I think it's a column because I see three others.
You see this when you go in here.
Oh my.
This area has tiles and walls, ceilings painted with figures of animals, like the first hallway that you came in, weird signs and glyphs, and human and human-like creatures posing with spheres of different colors. These globes are two-dimensional. Yeah, and there are all these different figures holding different globes.
Before I advance further into the room, I would like to lean down and make sure the floor is even enough to not be more traps. Specifically between me and the orb that the Hydra-looking thing is standing on.
And let me see here. You said, what about the floor? Say that again. Sorry, I'm trying to say it again.
I would like to check the evenness of the floor between me and the fourth orb-looking thing that the Hydra's got a foot on.
Yeah.
Dragon or whatever that is.
Right. Yeah, the floor is even. Yeah.
Alright, then I'm gonna go like straight to wherever that one is. That's the fourth one. And look inside because of what the gargoyle told the party.
You look at this one right here, and it's the...
well, like whatever the... Because it had like the mural with 4 orbs that are 2D.
Yeah.
I want to look in the fourth one.
Okay,
The black
the fourth
one, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
East wall.
These orbs colored?
This one right here,
Except
right?
the black one. The black one.
If that is the... Well, so the picture you showed us that had the 4 dudes with orbs? Yeah, you said the orbs were 2D?
I don't think I said that they were 2D. Let me make sure.
Maybe you said the people were 2D, but...
I think that just looks that way in that picture. No, I'm sorry, they are. The globes are two-dimensional. Yeah. So they're like, their hands are up, like it is in the picture, and then it's on the wall, and the globe is two-dimensional, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so whichever two-dimensional orb is the fourth one, I think might be a hole that has something, because the gargoyle just said your efforts are not in vain, look to the fourth to find your gain.
And
Alright.
it also says, in a
Misread.
hallway of colors, detect none. A door is your way through. Black is lack of color. So, I think that pretty much points in that direction.
Alright, so you look at this one. I just want to make sure that I understand what you're looking at.
Are these things also orbs? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm
Yes,
confused
they're
now.
orbs. They're the orbs in the picture. They're the
But
orbs.
the one he's looking at
Okay,
is
I want to
black,
go look at
right?
literally the one in the picture, though.
Ah, okay. Let me
Like
look
the
at
one
it.
that has a dragon standing on it on the wall. I want to look at what the dragon is standing on the wall.
Aha. You'll need to go
Yeah.
further to the south.
Okay. Like, that's where I'm trying to get. Is that here-ish?
Yes.
Oh, is this thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to look in that.
All right. Let me look real quick here. Aha, yes. This is a Black Orb, and that's at the foot of this dragon.
Oh, so it's not like secretly just a hole in the wall.
You,
Aren't you still using your sight of or your gem of seeing?
that charge stopped working. But you notice that it's very black, like it's perfectly jet black.
I'd
you-
like to.
And you can make
knock
an
around.
investigation check as well.
Okay.
I mean, faith.
I
check.
would very much. I would very much like to investigate this. Yes. Oh no! It just sat there almost on a 19, and there's like, no, fuck you, one.
All right. And then what were you saying, Katawan?
Catalan would like to start poking around the hole to see if there's any, like, secret door handles or anything like that.
When you poke around the door, you notice that your hand goes through the black sphere. And it like disappears and you bring it back and your hand's back.
I'd like to stick my head through the black sphere.
You stick your head through the black sphere and you discover a path.
I poke back out and say, guys, there's a hidden path here. Or brothers, there's a hidden path here. I believe we should take it.
Aha, so the orb is some kind of portal. Yes, I agree. Let's go through that. Because the gargoyle we fixed said to, and I can't picture somebody we healed lying to me.
Yeah, it's never happened to us before.
Such a nice neighborhood too.
I will put you all on this path, and then I'll have to kind of help you. You'll need to move
You
your
can
tokens
tell it's
forward.
a nice neighborhood because nobody bothered to lock their portals. Jesus Christ.
All right.
The first
you
portal
and
that we encountered was a portal of annihilation.
B+ on that one, Sean.
And then your torch goes out. Does anybody have any other torches?
I would like to grab his spent torch and do what I should have just done the first time anyway and cast the light cantrip on it.
That works.
The light
You dipshit.
And then,
I would like to cast the light cantrip on Kriv's eyeballs so he can't see through his own eyes.
You notice that this tight tunnel, like you have to crouch in places, and it seems like it's going down. And it winds its way through. Now you all should be able to move your tokens through this tunnel. And then
What's the masonry like around here?
Yeah, it looks like it was chiseled out, like they were going to build something or work on something, and then it never got finished. It's solid rock, echoey, dark, suffocating, and with stale air that has sat still for a very long, long, long time. And I'm going to see where this comes out at.
So this is a tunnel that was carved. It's not a natural tunnel.
It was either carved naturally or people excavated it as a tunnel, but it was not. This is not a. This is not a cavern. This was not done by water or geology.
It's clearly man-made, you mean?
That's
or
what
something
I-
else did.
Yes, thank you, Sean.
Well,
That's what I was asking.
just gonna keep
Kind
heading
of
down this
shoddy dwarfmanship, if you ask me.
All right.
I'm just making sure
Oh,
that
look.
this is.
hill. I found our favorite pro wrestler.
As far as I'm aware, the only pro wrestler on the party.
You actually have to start crawling at a certain point. It gets smaller and smaller. And Katawan, you almost have to drag yourself. Your big wrestler belt you have gets stuck on the rocks, and you have to drag through.
I mean, Kriv's not far behind him. He's a 6.5, 7 foot dragonborn.
Yeah, it's not easy. There are lots of big folks here, and it's not easy. Trying to.
Is Mason still with us, or did he also get left behind?
He got left
No,
behind.
Mason.
He made an agreement. Theron made an agreement with Tasha, and all you know, you wouldn't know anything actually. Philsane would know something, but all that you know is that Theron agreed to stay behind for some
And that
reason.
He was terrified by the fact that he did that.
Yeah, that there was something that he agreed to sacrifice that was really bad.
Does anyone? Well, I guess Caber's like our only magic caster now, besides my faith magic.
Hey,
Does Caber have the move or mold earth? Could he like expand the tunnel?
Well, it doesn't matter because when you come to the end of this tunnel, Catalan, you can clearly see that the earth here has been put in place and packed in. You could probably easily just kick it out of the way.
I do that.
You do that, and it falls down, falls out into a big room, and I will describe the room. From where you can see right now, you see what looks like a chapel with pews. There's some sort of temple area. You can see scenes from normal life painted on the walls here on either side, except that the villagers and the people from these pastoral scenes have rotting flesh and skeletal hands.
I get away from the walls as quickly
and
as I
worms
can.
that are eating them, things like that.
I would like to recite, "A chapel of death brings fortune upon an altar, so stay away from the wall."
That's skipping one, isn't it? If shades of red stand for blood, then give false answers to my thrall.
Yeah, well, we're clearly in the chapel of death part, so you know.
Yeah, maybe you skipped it somehow.
We did take a service tunnel, so we might have skipped a few parts of the amusement park.
Is there anything up on
there
this
are
altar?
religious symbols on the altar of many good gods, including the Fist of Helm itself on a handle that would be used as a holy symbol by Helm's adherents, which already tells you that this is a very old temple. But they're all of good gods. There is this mosaic path, wooden pews on either side, wooden railing that divides the altar and the throne from the pews in the rest of the room. And this is on a tiered dais, a couple of tiers up, and there's a wooden chair there.
Who's as I'm gonna like keep my distance from the wall but see this guy. Who's this fella?
Yeah. As you come up on this, into the southern part of the room and you look around, you can see that the chair is very nicely carved and padded, but otherwise unremarkable. And on either side is a large brass candelabra. Each holds 5 white candles that are covered in spider webs and haven't been used in a long time. There are pottery urns on the far ends of the room, stopped with a big brass and wooden plug, and sprawled on the floor near the western wall is a human skeleton, desiccated in black chainmail. It's badly rusted, and its outstretched arm points to a stone archway set in the wall. The opening is filled with opaque, bright orange vapors.
The symbols of gods on this altar, are any of them of... Is there like a Helm represented? Is there any gods of death present?
All of the gods, the holy symbols are of... and I'm sorry, I said... I apologize, I said Helm. Actually, I stick to that. But I think... Din, you would recognize them, but others would not. Others would not. Except... there's one holy symbol. So these are holy symbols you don't recognize, you haven't seen before. Except for one. And it's a holy symbol that you saw when you first came to Perenval. And when you look at it, this is the symbol of the god of Pelor, who was a god you never heard of until you came to Perenval. And you remember when you first came to Perenval, that was the predominant god of Perenval City, and it was like the god of light. Yeah.
Would I be able to recognize if any of the symbols are a god of death?
You could make a difficult religion check, but none of these are actually gods. They're not representing any gods that you're very familiar with, that you would have worshipped in Faerun.
Does a 30-24 help?
Yeah, you're able to piece together kind of the symbology of the symbols, and the answer is no. Now you would know why also with that roll. There wouldn't be a god of death because all of these symbols are symbology of goodness, of the good aligned gods. Now, death is not bad, but it's not good. In Faerun, Kelemvor is a neutral god. It's not bad, and plenty of people used to worship Kelemvor, but no, these are like they're not the same gods, but it would be like Helm, Tyr, Chantea, like good gods.
Does this corpse appear to have any symbology on or around him?
I am looking.
And
he is just a skeleton, but he's pointing
Okay.
towards that orange pathway.
Does Kriv have any reactions, or does he feel anything following an evil god?
What? Say that again?
So Kriv, who is a barbarian path of the zealot, follows Loviatar, the goddess of pain. She's a lawful evil god. So does he have...
I didn't know that. But, I mean, that's fine, but this is something that has happened in the last 50 years, as one does.
Yeah,
That's fair.
yeah. We could go into that backstory if you want, but yeah. No, that is something that is true. He has her sigil inscribed on his chest plate. It's a nine-tailed barbed scourge.
There's a little problem with that, but I like it, and we can lean into it. Katawan and Kaber and Haon are very familiar with the god Leviatar, because it was the cult that almost destroyed the city
Oh, interesting.
of Perenval. And you also are familiar with them, but for that reason. But that's one of the reasons Haon nearly like burned down the western side of the city, because they were traitors. But hey,
Okay. We can adjust that. We can retcon that.
that doesn't mean that they didn't have reasons. Anyways, so let's
It
go.
happened in 50 years.
Yeah,
What's that?
you said a lot can happen in 50 years, I think.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe there was a reconciliation. Anyway, does someone maybe want to try putting an icon of a good aligned deity on the altar, perhaps? A little.
Well, I was actually going to backtrack and see if I could, at a safe distance, kind of follow the art for like any clues as to what we're doing here.
Um,
Like, I don't want to get next to the wall, but like my ability to see should reach the wall.
yeah, let me look and then I'll tell you what you find. Gonna go back to the.
You're doing that. I'm going to toss a gold coin onto the altar and see what happens.
All right, you'll have to remind me of that. I'm sorry, I'll have to take a look here. Let's see.
Oh, while he's looking that up though, guys, whenever somebody said something about the order, so like the Arch of Mist was the first thing and it was the first line, but the second thing we did with the ignore the minions thing was like the second to last line, or third to last line. So I don't know
Yeah,
if
it's
these are in
not in
order
order.
anyway.
Ignore my minions from times ago and float yourself to the ceiling. That hasn't happened yet, has
Yeah.
it?
No, I think repairing the gargoyle was that line.
Then
Yeah, I
that
think
would
the
be-
gargoyle was the minion, yeah. And so he ignored it, so he didn't go to the fourth. He went to the black one. Absence of color.
Well, no, so the fourth one in the picture it showed us had the black orb, and the gargoyle after we fixed it said, "Your efforts are not in vain. Look to the fourth to find your gain."
We
Okay.
didn't go
So-
to the fourth. We went to the last one in the hallway.
The fourth one in the picture that we were shown though was the black orb. That's why I
would-
went to find the black
I
orb
would
in the
also
hallway.
like to point out that the orbs may have been in the hallway of colors detect none. A door
Yep.
is your way
Yeah,
through.
so I mean, we went from
That's what I was thinking
first.
it was.
We went from the first one to like the third from the end to the second one.
I don't know. I kind
Unless
of have
the
a feeling
gargoyle is
that
not
we
a
haven't
minion,
ignored the minions yet.
I don't
Because
think
then
we
that
have
would
either.
be the only clue so far in which we would have to do the opposite of what the clue says. And I don't think that's going to be the case. I
Do you-
think
No,
that
I
we
think-
want to float ourselves to the ceiling when we encounter the minions.
Hmm.
I
So
don't like
in that
Ross's
case-
smile.
I
Actually,
love it.
We're letting him have
All
too
that
much
makes me
DM
want to
fun.
ask a different question about this altar. Are
It's
any
true.
of these symbols of faith red?
Well, let me back up because we have multiple things going on.
Yep.
Faith examined the walls, but you didn't go up to the walls, right?
I examined them from like this distance.
Make an investigation check.
Alrighty. I'm really great at those, said me never. 18.
Hey,
You found
I
on the
rolled.
wall over here a small slot with a faint O faintly traced above it
Like
on a stone
here?
block right here.
Okay. I relay that to the party. That I found its O face. I'm sorry, Ross. I'm so sorry.
Padawan places a longbow on the altar to see what happens.
Everybody make a dexterity saving throw.
Ah, shit.
Everybody within 10 feet of me gets an additional +4 to that.
I'm sorry, not everybody. It would be Katawan, Kriv, Ardrith, Hayon, Faith, and Will and
I got a dirty 25. I think I'm safe.
You're fine.
Does a natural 20 work?
Natural
Ooh,
20 works.
Natural 20 brigade.
I have advantage on saving throws, so I get 20 plus the 4 that you gave me there, Sean.
Oh, wait. Shoot.
14.
14. Okay.
Did you get +4 there, Catalan? From
Oh,
Sean?
+4.
17.
Okay, so that'd be
He's not
18.
within, no, he's not. Wait, is. Oh, wait, you're also a paladin, huh? Or Kriv.
Ardith got a 21,
Kriv has 1 level in Paladin.
so 17
Oh.
plus 4.
So did you
Yeah,
need
my-
to roll with advantage, Katawan, for any of the bonus stuff that the paladins have or something?
I don't know
Well,
anything
my
about
+4 is only
paladins.
within 10 feet, so like anyone past Kriv, it doesn't reach.
Okay, so Katawan's
Unfortunately.
ray. Oh, okay, never mind then. Okay, in that case, Katawan, you take 31 points of damage as there's an explosion as soon as Hayon puts the coin down and you put the other thing down. There's an explosion and like things fly everywhere and pews and you're flown back from the explosion. Everybody else takes 15 points of damage.
Except for Faith, who has a feat that allows her to take no damage from half damage effects.
Bless you. Except Caber also, because he wasn't near enough. Okay.
This
And
is
I'm gonna use Shield Master Evasion to use my reaction to take no damage.
All right. All right.
That's also what I did. Well, now that I'm kind of understanding how this works here, I'm gonna go ahead and put an Amulet of Helm on the altar.
The altar has been destroyed. Sorry.
Oh, it's just a crater now. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Well, that didn't work.
Bold move. Now we're doomed.
Let's see.
gonna go back to this. You said there was an O in the wall?
There's an O in the wall.
Well, isn't there a path over here next to the skeleton?
There
I
is
mean, there's-
a alcove with a path like the first one that was glowing, but this one is glowing orange. It has an orange mist in the pathway. Let me see if I have any artwork of this. I do not. Oh well. And what were you saying, Phil? Saying it's perfectly coin shaped.
Faith.
That's Faith. Sorry.
I stick a coin in then, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. It.
You touch the wall.
And out comes a pack of cigarettes.
All of a sudden, the wall opens. It appears that this was the altar.
Hey on, you had the right idea, but the wrong prostitute.
Damn it. You had to pick the glory hole every time, don't you?
Well, fun things usually come out of those.
Sorry, Ross. There.
Alright, I enter the secret room.
There is a corridor here. Let me see what this is.
Yes, cousin to the famous Hordor. Hordor.
These steps lead down to a corridor going west, and then there is a door. Yeah. What do you do?
Knock
I
on the
would-
door and say housekeeping.
I'll stand back when he does that.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
17.
17. You knock on the door, and then like the tile goes, and then you step back just in time. You're able to step back. Remember, you can apply points from your shield, I think, right? If you had
And
to.
he also gets +4 for because he would be within 10 feet of me to do that.
Nice.
So technically, he got a 21.
And then this floor gives way on the other side. So like the tile on this side of the door slants all of a sudden. You're able to step out of the way and not slip, and the door just slams down into this pit on the other side. And then there's a door on the other side.
Anybody
Caber,
got
go
any
open
rope?
that door.
So wait, how far is the now gap, or is it just on the one side of the door?
It's just on the other side of the door. This is like the tiles slant downward, so you could just walk around it if that was your goal. Like you wouldn't fall if you're careful.
I will carefully go around it.
Okay.
then.
As will I.
All right.
We can walk around the gap. Okay.
And then you see another door.
I would like to just try to open this one carefully.
How do you open it? You take the
Like-
doorknob and try to pull.
I want to be on the like side here on the wall, like just flush against the wall, and then
Yeah.
it's like I gotta turn my camera on. I want to just be like, and just like tap it.
Are you gonna push it in?
Yes.
Okay. So the same thing happens. No one's near it. I know. No one said. I get that. But then the tiles on the near side of the door, they slant like the other one, and the door just like falls in and slams into a pit on the other side.
So the pit
Can
is
we get
larger
around
than the
this pit?
doors.
Wait, what'd you say, Sean?
I said so the pit is larger than the doors.
Yeah. And then what were you saying, Thomas?
We can go around this pit too, same as the last one?
Yeah, no problem. Just as long as you're careful, yeah, you're able to make it on. And then you see a door on the other side.
I
Alright, my
mimic.
turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll do the same thing that Faith just did.
Okay, you do that, and then exact same thing happens. And the door falls in, and it falls into a pit.
Okay, I'm gonna go around that one. I'm just gonna hug the wall over here too. I don't trust this hallway. It's too conspicuously inconspicuous.
Yeah. There's a narrow passage that continues on for some ways. And I'm
Just gonna keep
moving
going.
this and moving Caber. And
Oh
move
god, is this
Caber.
door like the other three?
Another fucking door.
If it is identical to the previous three, I'm just gonna kick it in as hard as I can at this point.
Maybe you should try stabbing it.
A thick wooden door is ahead of you. It is heavily bound with iron bands, and several locks keep it shut.
Alright.
Okay, I'm glad it's
I'm
different than
gonna-
the first three, but I am gonna take his idea, and I'm going to stab this door.
All right. It will take. You could eventually destroy the door. It will take a lot of stabbing and smashing, and it will make a ton of noise and take approximately an hour or two.
If at first you don't succeed, this is probably not the stabbing door.
What if I use the axe of woodcutting that I got from Nabilna's place?
All of a sudden, you're able to smash it in very quickly. Is that what you want to do now?
Yes.
Yeah, you take the axe of wood cutting and easily smashes through the wooden door, heavy and thick as it is. And the door falls away. You hear the sounds of confusion and distress coming from the north. A faint glow like that of a small flame shines in the distance. And the walls of the passage ahead of you are smooth, white alabaster. The floor here, white, highly polished, smoke gray marble.
I feel like whoever's holding the light torch should chill back here for a minute. Or
Gotcha.
extinguish it.
You don't need to
I
tell
want
me
to-
twice to be a coward.
I want to very poorly sneak up here to see what the thing you described was.
Caber also is a
It appears
coward,
to be a
and
dead
then
end.
I'll describe what you see as you see a dead end. Don't move your tokens for a second. And I will tell you what you see. All of a sudden, as you enter this room, the floor begins to tilt downwards toward this big pit. As you start to enter the room, the whole floor upends and starts tilting toward that pit. And everybody can make an athletics check to see if they can get away from it. And I'll also show you what it looks like. The classic.
30-20.
You have wings. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah, what the hell am I doing?
Fuck.
I float.
At 20.
Nat 20.
So is that everybody or just the people that went into the room?
The people that went into the room.
Okay.
Where is Kriv? Kriv's way back there.
I think
I
he's
lost,
still
I lost track of the group for a second, and then
Yeah,
it's all-
Sean was just moving.
It's all
Oh.
dark and I can't see anything.
Oh, I'm going to say that you left Kriv because he's old, and he literally is lost in the dark. Because there is only one torch.
No, please. Retcon
I
this.
mean, if I cast
Dark
light again, the first one goes out, so there's
I
nothing
will
I
say,
can do about that.
Kriv, straight ahead, all of a sudden you hear screaming and like probably complaining and yelling. And let me see here. All of a sudden, this
Acrobatics check
pit
also
ignites
work?
in fire. And did anyone fail the check? You got a Hayon. Hayon.
Would an acrobatics check also work?
It starts to slide, but you didn't fail
Could
by enough.
I-
So, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, could I just like try to grab him and not let him fall?
You could make a help action, and Hayon,
Also
you
get
could.
the +4, right?
Okay, yeah. +4, so
Oh.
that makes it 12. Hayon, make a athletics check, and then Faith, you can do the help action and make an athletics check.
I got a
you want.
15 to help if it's just a straight D20.
All right, Hayon, you can do it with advantage. Everybody else is like starting to get back at the pivot point and starting to pull it back the other way. No! What?
My God.
No, what?
Oh my God.
He starts to
Destiny has
slide.
come for you.
So the first thing that happens is on the first square. So you take 1 square of damage. So it's not too bad. You take 6 points of fire
Well,
damage.
And as he's falling and taking this first round of fire damage, can I cast Create Water?
Yeah. Do you want to use a spell slot and cast Create Water?
I do, so at least now he won't burn as he falls into this pit.
Yeah, you,
Hopefully.
Hayon, you're soaked, but Faith like is flying with her wings, and water fills up, and you're able to swim, and they're able to drag you back and pull you eventually back to the pivot point, so that the floor goes back to here. And this whole room is just this big pivoting floor with this thing that shoots flames up out of this pit.
Is there a ceiling here?
No, this is just a
I'd like
dead
to
end.
fly up and scout it.
There's no ceiling. It just you go up to the top, and it's just stone.
Oh, so there is a ceiling.
I'm sorry. Yes.
There's a top.
Yeah. There's just. Yeah. There's. Yeah.
Then I guess I'm just like, let's go back out, guys. This room is pointless.
Right. You always have the candle. But you're so far.
0 to find your end and fall back to the beginning.
This one says. Says. Chapel of Death.
For some reason, I can no longer access the message from Asarak.
I can.
Oh, I made a copy of mine for my own notes just
Here,
because.
I'll put it up at the top, to where you can see it, and then I'll reveal it again. Just takes a long time. Takes
I'll
like
see if I can
5 to
go
10
find
seconds
Old
for
Man
things
Kriv.
to.
I'm with you, or I was.
Oh. I didn't realize we'd found you again.
Yeah. Riding the ADHD
Yeah.
struggle bus tonight, boys.
Faith's huffing it.
I mean,
just and gone.
Unless someone else saw like a different door.
You guys left Kriv again in the dark, and
Yeah, I went back to look for him. He's like, I'm with you guys. I'm like, shit.
Kriv, do you see me coming up?
Does anyone else have the light cantrip that they could just fucking help out here with?
Maybe the real Kriv was the friends we made along the way.
You go fuck yourself.
Just get out.
We don't have a single torch among anyone's packs.
Oh, I have plenty of torches. Do you need a torch?
Well, Din has a torch. Din has a spent torch with the light cantrip on it. I don't know where
Yeah.
he went though. He's just like gone on my map.
I tried to follow you, and you just like went to another planet.
Well, but like you were your own light source, and now I don't see you anymore. So I don't know where
see
that.
y'all either. Yeah.
No one knows where you are.
Where
You
did
went- you
Din
went
go?
off.
There
I'm
he is.
here
Why isn't-
with everyone else.
I'm with Din.
Where are you?
Why is Din not lit up anymore?
I'm super lit up.
hey guys, Caber
What's
says.
up, Caber?
I think
Where is Caber?
I think I see something.
Well, Ardrith
you?
is lighting a torch for Kriv.
Okay, I found Caber.
Is there-
He's past the third door.
Oh, Kriv went into the fire hole.
Crib did not. Joel's just trying to find where the rest of the fucking party is.
Backtrack.
That's what happened.
Okay, hold up. I know where he's at now. Let me go find him, and I will lead him the hell back.
Crib,
I see a,
all of
I
a
see
sudden the floor like goes like this on you, and you slide into a big water pool.
Oh, great. Yeah, no, Kriv didn't move anywhere from where he originally was. Joel just is trying to find the party.
Faith laughs because Felsane described all the horror stories of Crib's abuse.
Anyways, Caber, he points down in this hole, and he's like, I can't see the door.
What do you mean you can't see the door?
Well, in the other holes, there was a pit, and the door fell in it. Now look in this one, I can't. It's too deep. I can't see the door.
You know what
Anybody
time it
got any
is?
rope?
Ball bearing time. I'd like to chuck some ball bearings into this hole, bounce them off the walls.
Why don't
you
make
do
a
that?
sound.
And it bounces, and you realize that this is like quite a bit deeper than the other ones. It seems to actually.
Din, why don't you try dropping the light torch and make you another one?
All right, I'll drop the light torch into the hole.
Right, it falls probably 50 feet, and then down at the bottom it's dim, and you see that it also is flickering against a hole on the wall. It seems like there's a cavern on the other side.
All right,
And
I
that's,
hand in another torch and I cast light on it.
delightful.
Actually, we'll go just to the other side of this, and then I'll... on the other side of the cavern. Let me see here. 17. Nope. Okay. And there is a stairway with a another hallway on the other side. That's what Caber says. Hey, there's I looked in this hole, and it leads
He
into
just,
another
like-
hallway.
Did he just like jump in the hole?
He's got a thing. Let me see here.
Oh, he has Featherfall.
He has a flying contraption
That he's still carrying around with him.
that he wants
Is the
to use
hole
at
big
every
enough for me to just
opportunity.
fly down?
He definitely didn't use that. No, he used a rope like a normal person and climbed down. But anyways, and that's where we're going to end the session for the night. You guys
Holy
are...
crap, it's that late already?
Yeah, you
None
guys
of us
are
died.
It's 11 o'clock
halfway
here.
through the Tomb of Horrors.
Nice.
Yeah.